Hey there, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, my name is Dan, and this
I'm
is
Angela.
my wife, Angela. And we just wanted to do a short video tonight. We've noticed, as far as the media, that tempers are rising. I mean, it's moving now from, people just voicing things sort of casually. It's kind of like, I don't like Trump to I hate Trump. I hate Trump followers. This is escalating to the point where it reminds me a little bit of Nazi Germany. Do you remember what happened in Nazi Germany? They started kind of making fun of the Jews a little bit and saying their noses were long. And the next thing you know, they started posting all these ugly pictures and saying they were, mentally ill and deformed and God made them bad. And the next thing you know, there was a genocide. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And a whole lot of people got killed. And here we are now in the year 2021, right? And we're doing the same thing again. It reminds me of Rwanda. I mean, think about Rwanda. You remember Rwanda?
Oh yeah, Dan, that was bad.
It was a radio broadcast. It was a quick radio broadcast. And it went out and it started saying, hate the Tutsis. The Tutsis are whatever they called them.
Yeah, they called them roaches.
They called them roaches.
And really, it was all because of religion. Really.
Oh my God.
You know, it was just because they thought they weren't pure enough and they needed to get these cockroaches off the earth.
Yeah.
So, and it was sad, Dan, because, when it was all said and done, so like you said, the radio announcer announced that, anybody who doesn't have a machete in your hand, beginning right now, is going to be considered the enemy, and you also will be killed. So they went about with those machetes.
Oh my God.
And the saddest part is that in the end, when all the Hutu came back after having done this genocide, they were so sad, Dan.
Oh,
they
yeah.
were so sad.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was almost like their desire, like even when they did that to Jesus, right? When that was fed and they'd done the dirty deed, all of a sudden the mask came off and or whatever, the demon left, whatever you want to call it, and all of a sudden they came to their senses and it was like, oh my God, what have we done? Just like Jesus too,
Yeah.
same exact thing happened. And I feel like
It's feeling
like that. It is, and I'm not liking it.
No, and it's scary, and I'm seeing hatred, like bitter hatred, and I'm seeing it on both sides.
Yes, both sides. That's the
it's
problem.
it's not only the liberals against Trump. It's a lot of Trump people too. I mean, are really dangerous. So on both sides, we're seeing this hatred build.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is media is feeding it.
That's right.
CNN News. I mean, they have been doing this hate campaign for I don't know how long, but so is Fox News.
Right.
And I feel like they're lulling everybody into a fight.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Fox News is like, did you hear what they said? And then they play all these clips of stuff that went on all day in the media. Did you hear what they said about you? Did you hear what they said about you? No. Remember when that happened in school? Did you know that this kid said this about you and he said he could beat you up? Did you know he said you were an idiot? Did you know he said, and the next thing, he said what about me? And the next thing you know, you're ready to fight. Well, this is what the news has been doing to both sides. Endlessly, nonstop.
Yeah.
They're programming people to hate. Why? Why are they doing that? Well, the way I feel is our nation, if you divide us, then you conquer. Divide and conquer. So if you have the people hating each other, that's a good start. And then when they start killing each other, destroying each other, that's even better as far as communist China is concerned. So go ahead.
You know what else, Dan? I feel like that they're trying to make us look stupid, dumb, weak, not able to handle ourselves, control ourselves, so that they can then, militarily decide that we're all out of control. But yet they brought us to it.
Yes.
Do you know what it's like a sick
good point.
plan. And we've got to be bigger than the plan, I think, Dan. I think that we've got to realize that this is the game they're playing to get us to look so out of control that they can just take us over. And, it seemed to me like one of our president, well, I don't want to say that it starts with an O. I don't want to say the word. But he actually said that, these people are stupid and that we need to go into a sovereign government where that they are subjects of the government. He literally said that.
Wow.
And so that was how many years ago? I remember that I heard that. It's been a while.
Not sure.
But I think that's kind of the plan. And if we don't wake up and realize that, and we get caught into this drama, I just think we need to quit watching our TVs, Dan.
I know.
I really do. I think
maybe even some Facebook.
Yeah, I agree with that too, because Facebook is just as bad right now. What was that one that you said that they kept on trying to get you to see this one site over and over and
Yeah,
over
why aren't
again?
they taking it down? I mean, it's on and on, you know.
Yeah, so there's some sites are pushing on us, guys. I don't know if you're noticing that or not on your on your iPhone, but they're pushing in certain stations or Facebook pages for you to see over and over again, and probably because those are the ones we shouldn't be watching. I'm just saying, probably because it's going to rile you up. So we got to watch out for that. We got to check the emotions.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, when those emotions get out of control, like Angela said, the next thing you know, you're doing something that you regret. There's a lot of people in prison right now because they went too far. They let anger push them to the point where they hit a guy and actually maybe killed him or hurt him really bad, and they went to jail or prison.
And alcohol doesn't help.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Unfortunately, that's when we wake up, sadly, when we've been programmed to hate. And that's what I'm seeing now. I'm seeing very, very, very similar comments as I did with Hitler toward Trump people. I mean, it's really insane. And you know, these are educated people. You know, brainwashing don't care. If you've got a PhD, if you think you're intelligent, all they got to do is take an idea and keep putting it in your head. And then show emotional situations on TV. You know, show the black guy getting shot. Show the whatever on both sides. Show the Trump people breaking into the Capitol. You know, whatever. But the thing about it is, they keep showing this stuff, and it inculcates the anger. It brings up the anger, and they do it over and over and over again till the next thing you know, you're indoctrinated. You're actually now in a hate group. I'm seeing now hate groups. I was actually doing a post the other day, and some guy goes, "There he is. That's him. That's him. He was a witness, and now he's in another cult." And you know, and they were like, it was like telling 2-3 people, like chase him down, grab a hold of him, get him. He's one of them. And this is the kind of stuff we saw in Nazi Germany. This is the stuff we saw in Rwanda. He's a Tutsi. Run him down. Whack him up with a machete. This is what's going on, guys. This is not stopping. It's escalating. We're 2 days away. And like Angela said, it feels like a damn setup. It feels like we're being set up.
Yeah, and you guys, you want to know, some of us don't know this, but today is Martin Luther King Day. And, you know, I just want to consider, you know, what he stood for. And because, you know, he stood for the things that we all really want, truthfully. We want happy families. We want freedom. We want justice for all. We want happiness for all. You know, I mean, don't you guys? I mean, don't you? I think we all do.
Racial equality. Women's equal rights, you know,
Right.
they should make the money we do. You know,
Right.
blacks should have the jobs we do.
Everyone happy.
Everyone.
Free. You know, so I just think that's kind of interesting that today, on the day that Dan and I feel like it's gotten to the point of the escalation of both sides with such intense hate, and being reminded of the Rwanda incident that was not that long ago. I think it was 1980s, right? Middle of 1980 in our country. And here we are on Martin Luther King Day, you and I making the statement that, oh boy, things are getting pretty badly escalated here. We got to say something. We got to try to encourage our brothers to just squelch that anger. You know, let it go, release it, pray and ask God to take it, whatever, you know, because we don't want that. You guys know we don't represent hate. And unfortunately, hate leads to murder. It's just the way that it escalates.
The Bible says that. Mm-hmm. And we got to check ourselves. Like Angela said, we don't even know. We don't even know bitterness, resentment, hatred. All these are spirits. They're lower nature. They're dark spirits. They're dark forces. No matter what spiritual literature you find, hate is always on the low end. Hate.
Yeah, even in spirituality, David Hawkins.
Yes.
The bottom of the scale, you know.
It's a bottom of the scale. It makes you go sick.
And weak.
And it's bad. It's bad news. It'll pop a blood vessel in your brain. It'll make your blood pressure go up. Yeah. But the most important thing is, it drives us to the point where we might just go over the edge. So we're asking people, just check yourselves. Check yourselves if you're not part of the hate. If you're not trying to build bridges, then you know, you got to be careful, because you might be part of the hate. You might be promoting hate and violence, and we don't want to do that.
No.
Now, I'm going to tell you this too. There's a lot of people that's already brainwashed. They're really brainwashed. They're indoctrinated right now. Now we got to watch our ass. Now we got to look over our shoulder. You know, if you're wearing a Trump shirt or something like that, you know, you might get hit over the head. you might get shot. I'm just telling you. You know, people are really mad, and
Yeah.
vice versa.
And I think we should be careful not to aggravate right now.
Yes.
You know, don't be going around wearing that kind of stuff, guys. If you're a Trump supporter, don't be doing that. Do everything you can to squelch people's emotions. Watch out, because people are very angry right now. I've got some family members that are just like to the point of they feel like they could murder somebody. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just really can't believe it. Hey, notice the bridge that's right between me and Dan, and you know we're talking about bridging the bridge. You know,
Yeah.
we need to bridge this. We need to bridge this. We need
Yep.
to come to the standpoint of the other person and try our level best to understand that at least that they've been watching different media than we have, or we haven't been watching TV and they have, or I don't know, just come to some compassion, come to some understanding, and realize that it's at least it's ignorance, okay? You could at least give
Yeah.
it that, you know, you could at
Father,
least
forgive them. They don't know what they're doing.
Right, amen. You know, that's what Jesus said when he was dying, when
And
we were killing him.
Yep,
So.
and remember too, you know, we've got God on our side. That's what Angela wanted to read a few scriptures, because we're not here alone. There is a higher power here. Thank God there's a higher power here.
Amen.
Left on our own, God knows what we do.
Ah.
You know, thank God there's a power greater than us, a power that's created us, a power that's within everybody. And there's a spark of divinity in everybody. And if we can radiate the right consciousness towards the I don't know what you'd call it, the opposition, the other side. You know, if we can build a bridge, if we can come over to the standpoint of the other person, we can actually build a bridge. And I've done that a few times. I've done it about 12 times online, where I've actually asked people, what is it that's eating you about Donald Trump? What is it that's eating you about Biden? Yeah, you know, and we've had some really good conversation after we got past the emotion of hate. After the guy said he hated me and got it all out, I said, what's really eating you? What's really hurting you? And boy, have we had some good conversations.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I'm intention to do. That's
And
what
then
Angela's...
Dan actually said, I am so sorry that happened, and that wasn't right. And he just, you know, and he meant it. And so we just, you know, sometimes we don't realize what's really the bottom line of what someone's angry about. But if we could squelch it, if we could try to understand, and
Yeah,
I
it
don't
had
know.
to do with Floyd.
Yeah.
You know, that guy that got choked out. That was really sad. That was a bad deal. That should have never been on TV. That should have never been done like it was done. I mean...
and especially because they didn't feel like they got justice.
Yeah, they didn't feel like they got justice. I mean, this guy was choked out. 2 cops were watching. This was like a lynching. You know, it was a horrible...
And it was, you know, honestly, I realized that it was meant to get us all riled up, to divide us. It was like the beginning of the dividing that they wanted to do, to ramp and then keep ramping it up from there. That was meant to enrage all of us, and especially because no justice was done. I mean, still today it's not. And
Yeah,
so
we asked, what happened to the guy?
Yeah,
Where is
and
he?
who knows?
Is the police in orange uniform? You know, where is the guy that did this? What's going on? It was just like forgotten.
Right.
It's out of mind now.
So now this stuff is buried, guys, down inside. And they know this. See, you keep adding resentment on top of resentment on top of resentment. It's just like in a marriage, same thing. If you don't deal with your stuff, it's buried in there. And one day it's just like, it's over. Or, you know, it just feels like there's no going back because it's so full in there. And to deal with each and every one of those, well, first of all, it's buried. And to bring them all up, it's going to take, you know, months. And the people don't choose to go down that road typically, so that relationship is over. So this is what they're doing. They're loading us up with so much resentment, so much anger and rage that it just comes boiling out at some point. And that's what's happening, guys, right now. And so, you know, the only way that I know to get rid of it, because I've been in a relationship that was very, very abusive, and I nearly died, and I had to come to the point of letting all of this stuff go. And I've done pretty good on it, but it's really, the truth is, God has to do it. That's the deal. But we have to ask for help because we just can't pluck it out on our own. I don't see how we can, honestly. That's my take. Okay, you can take it or leave it, but on our own, I don't think we can get it done.
Well, you know, when I talked to that guy, and he told me that was hurting him still, that he never felt he was validated. He said he'd talked to several people, and several people said, "Oh, that wasn't real," and to him it was real. And nobody said, "I heard you, I'm sorry." So I did. I said, I hear you, and I'm sorry, and I really am sorry. And I agree. I don't think it was validated in the way it was should. Meaning people saying they understood. The conspiracy theories came out right away, so everybody just sort of threw it away. But the point of it was, a lot of the black community didn't feel like we cared, and justice wasn't served right away. I mean, with OJ, you know, the next day he was in orange, clothes. It was filmed. It was court scenes. It was all kinds of stuff. Well, this guy, he just gets sucked away, and we don't ever see him again. We don't know what happened to him, the guy who killed him. And so anyway, they felt like there wasn't justice. Too much time went by, and man, that's when all hell broke loose. So a lot of people were still talking.
So talking is important besides prayer. I mean, you don't just work out all these marital issues that we were discussing a minute ago by praying, and that's it. No, we have to get our voices. We have to speak. We have to talk.
Yep.
We have to talk it out. We have to talk it and talk and talk until we get it out. But what's happening now is they're just hammering us with so much, so fast, that we can't deal with it. And it's just becoming a point of fear, actually. And you guys, you know good and well, especially guys, when there's too much fear, they get enraged because they're out of control with the fear. So guys rage, and that's what we're dealing with. And they know this. They know this. The media knows this.
Yep.
So you guys, we have to consider the media as our enemy. I'm sorry. It's our enemy, pure and straight.
Sure is.
And if we can't get a handle on that, we'll be killing each other here in another day and a half. That's what's going to go on.
Got to get this stuff out. So you got a few scriptures you wanted to read.
In case, for anybody who likes Bible scripture, and maybe you could just take the verses down. So Hebrews 13. So you could write that one down. I forgot the verse. I'm sorry. But the Lord is my helper. I will not fear what man shall do to me. And then Lamentations 3. It says verse 57. I guess maybe that's right. You came near when I called you, and you said, do not fear. That's a good one. I like it. So I love it because it says when I called to God, you heard me, and you said to me in my heart, do not fear. And then 1 Timothy 1 verse 7. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So if you have that sense of the spirit of fear, then what you want really is the other one, the one of power, love, and a sound mind. Okay, so maybe you can cast that one away and tell them to get lost or something. Okay, Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. That's what he said to Joshua when he was getting ready to go across into the promised land. And Jesus said, let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. John 14:1. And then the last one. And what does the Lord require of you, of us? To act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. Micah 6 verse 8. So anyway, if that gives you some support, strength, ammo, whatever, I hope that it did. So I think that's it, Dan.
That sounds good. Well, guys, thank you for listening to us. You can go to Angela's channel, Angela's Inspirations.
Yeah, and actually, somebody messed with my site, and it's pretty much a wreck right now.
Your YouTube channel, then.
Oh, yeah, my YouTube channel. Yeah, which is Angela's Inspirations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or you can go to Life After Religion, or YouTube, and Life After Religion Facebook, if you want to see more videos. But thank you guys for listening.
You.
And let's stay awake, and let's get through this thing, and let's come out on top. Let's not come out on the bottom and do something we regret because of programming. All we have to do is pay attention and also stay awake right now. There's already a lot of people programmed, so be careful. I don't know that we should wear a lot of attire that, they told us when we used to travel overseas, be careful not to have a lot of America stuff on there, and I was like, why? And they're like, well, you're overseas, you're not in your own country. And so I think we just got to be careful with our attire, and I know some people would disagree with me. Everyone wants to wear their mega hats and shirts, and and the other side wants to wear their Biden stuff and Kamala Harris and all that stuff. But I just think we got to be careful. There's a lot of brainwashed people out of there, and anyway, some people could get hurt. So anyway, just fair warning, and we love all you guys. And
because somewhere in the middle of the bridge, there's the bridge right behind us there. Somewhere in the middle of the bridge is the truth, you know. And even though I know I hear people say, "Oh, this one side is stupid beyond stupid," you know, truth is in the middle is the truth.
Yep.
And that's the real truth.
That's
so,
right.
Anyway.
All right. Well, you guys have a good evening.
Thanks
and
for listening.
Thanks for listening. All right.
Good night.
Good
Bless
night.
you.
Blessings. Bye-bye.
Blessings.